In the first couple of weeks of the season, I feel like we've had enough drama to have lasted us a whole year. We've had just recently the Champions League red card here, which knocked Rangers out, obviously. We've had the away fans allocation be cut. We've had the whole Ibrox situation and the fact that Rangers are even playing here at Hampden Park as well. There's been so many talking points already. I don't even know where to begin with this video, but let's begin with the opposition today. Rangers will be playing against St Johnstone, who have some good memories here in recent-ish years. During COVID, obviously, they won 2 trophies in this stadium behind me, the Scottish Cup and the Scottish League Cup. But yeah, it is Premier Sports Cup action today as Rangers take on St Johnstone here at their temporary home. We must give huge props to Premier Sports this season for the amount of football that they are bringing you guys. The amount of live football that you've been able to watch already and will be able to watch for the rest of the season is incredible. They are showing Scottish football all year long with the Premier Sports Cup, the Scottish Cup and Scottish Premiership matches as well. You'd have seen me at the Dundee v Hearts game recently. What a great pick for them. Their first Premiership game of the season. And so if you appreciate that, their coverage of Scottish football and their support of this channel too, then please do sign up to Premier Sports using the discount code that is on screen right now. You'll be able to watch so much live Scottish football, and if you love it as much as I do, then I'm sure you'll enjoy all the coverage in the 2024-2025 season. They'll also be posting highlights from every single one of the games that they broadcast, so make sure you check out their YouTube channel. I will link that in the description box below.
I think we could win. Confident? I think it'll be easy.
Confident today, but how is life as a Rangers fan right now? There's been a lot of off the field
very
stuff.
Very good, man. Very good.
You got the away fans thing, you're not at Ibrox, transfers and stuff. Like, do you still think you need some transfers to come in?
Aye.
What positions or what players? Striker. Is there anyone you've been linked to that you'd like, or still want Shankland? You think you'd be able to get him at this stage of the season?
No.
Nah, not with our Champions League money.
No.
But you reckon you'll win today?
Aye.
You reckon you'll win this competition, Premier Sports Cup?
Probably, aye.
Defend it? And the League or the Scottish Cup, do you reckon you could win a double or treble this year? You're winning the treble? You heard it here first. Big turnaround coming. But what's the score going to be today? What do you reckon?
2-0.
2-0? 4-0?
3-1.
Have you watched much St Johnstone this year?
I've watched a wee bit because they've rebuilt their entire team, and it's quite interesting to see how they're getting on. I think they've actually got a wee bit more strength than we thought. Up front, they're banging some goals in, and Rangers seem weak at the back, so we might get a shock.
Could be a shock today.
Is it a shock?
The way Rangers played in the last few games, maybe not. I don't know. But obviously, St Johnstone, they won a couple of trophies obviously a few years ago, didn't they? They won the cup double. They're not the same team they were, but could you see a world in which Celtic or Rangers don't win this competition this season?
Yes, the cup game, certainly. Yeah, without doubt.
Rory, how do you think the Rangers fans will be feeling going into today's match?
Well, Tuesday night was a massive blow, so I think there will be a little bit of nervousness, just because they've already dropped points in the league. They're out of the Champions League, so they have to look forward to Europa League, which is a big drop down in finances. If they were then to drop out of a cup, you know, they always say you're never more than a couple of games away from a crisis at either side of Glasgow's big two, so we're not talking crisis yet, but there would certainly be discontent. Okay, and there's obviously a lot of talking points, I think it's fair to say, off the field as well. We've got the Ibrox issue, we've got transfers that have been spoken about for a long time, as well as the away fans, allocation for the Old Firm derbies that are coming up. Do you think these issues will be affecting Clement and the way that he's preparing for games? I wouldn't have thought so. Playing here obviously makes a bit of difference. You know, I'm sure if it was at Ibrox like Tuesday night, there would be a bigger attendance. That will affect the players in a slight way. I think most of the stuff off field, Philippe Clement can keep himself away from, keep the players away from. So I don't think that should have much of an effect. Transfers clearly do, because that's what the players that are available to Philippe Clement. So that makes it. Do
you think he'll still be looking to bring more in? And there's obviously the question marks over Cantwell and Hadji at the moment as too, isn't there?
I mean, he said he wants to get certain players out if they have stated that they don't want to be there. And it seems to be that at the moment they're in a position where it's a one in, one out policy. So unable to get more in if he can't get them out. So if there are players there that either Philippe Clement doesn't want to work with or they don't want to be at the club, then it makes sense for all parties to part ways, and that allows Philippe Clement to get in players who he wants to work with and who want to be at the club.
And they suit his system as well, because I guess like some of them may not even suit the way he wants to play. But also, just finally, I want to ask you about St Johnstone as well. They've got some good memories here, obviously. What do you think about them going into today's match?
Well, you know, it's right that you should talk about those memories. 2021 was, I mean, an incredible year for St Johnstone, unbelievable doing a cup double, but an amazing year for Scottish football as well. And the sad thing for them was that it was done in front of no fans.
Yeah, so tragic.
So there's obviously going to be more fans here today.
They've started the season okay in the league as well.
Well, and what was the result last weekend? 3-0 away at Kilmarnock is very impressive. They were actually good against Aberdeen as well on the opening day, on the Monday of the opening weekend.
And Aberdeen will be right up there, I think. So
yeah, they're
that for
looking
them
good.
will be a tough game
Aberdeen
anyway.
Looking good. So yeah, no, I think St Johnstone have started quite well. For me, it's all about their front two. Kimpioka and Sidibe will be a match for any defence.
A handful for the Rangers defence. There'll be a lot of those guys that haven't got huge confidence at the moment as well, maybe.
And you talk of confidence, Kimpioka's got 6 goals, Sidibe's got 4. That's double figures already for a strike partnership. That's not something that you've been able to talk about with St Johnstone for years.
Score for today, what are you saying?
Hopefully 2-0 Rangers.
2-0 Rangers. You say hopefully. Is there a part of you that thinks maybe you might not win today?
Well, we've been against Motherwell, we were terrible. Only 2-1.
And Danilo starting. Are you surprised with that? He's not played all season and he starts today?
I know, I hope he does well. He's been good for us before he was injured.
Danilo, there you go, the team's getting announced. I cannot believe Danilo is actually starting today. So he hasn't kicked a ball all season. There's question marks about his fitness. He was limping apparently the other day. There was huge question marks. I'm sure you've all seen the news about it. And then he starts today, but just look at this. The team's getting announced and look how empty Hampden is. I don't think there's going to be any fans in that section today. Union Bears behind that goal. And I've been to a lot of League Cup games at Ibrox before in these early stages, and even it's half full there, so you're never going to expect a full Hampden, definitely, especially at this time. It's 5:45 kickoff, but yeah, it's going to be a strange atmosphere in here, particularly if Rangers don't start well. Big opportunity for St Johnstone tonight. We're playing a couple of attackers. You don't always see that from St Johnstone going for it against Rangers, but maybe they smell blood. Maybe they feel like they can win today. You do feel like the Rangers need to get back to Ibrox. Yep, really impressed by the front two for Saints so far this season. We got Sterling and Tav on the same pitch. Sterling holding midfield, as you can see, the number 21. Tav out here, right back. Dowell starts. Danilo, as you can see, number 99, trying to make a bit of space for himself. What I would love to see more of from Celtic and Rangers in these kind of games is to play the academy graduates like Leon King's on the bench, Robbie Fraser, Cole McKinnon. I know McCausland's had a lot of football, Bailey Rice, I'm sure there's one or two others. Shout out to you all, but you know, it's a League Cup game against St Johnstone, a game that Rangers should be winning anyway. Same with Celtic. You very rarely see them play youngsters in these games, and it's a real shame because I think they should be bedded in. And the thing that you get with youngsters that you don't get with the season pros is 100% effort and trying to look good so that they play again in future. With the season pros, I feel like they sometimes feel like they'll be in the team regardless next week, no matter what. Whereas when you're a youngster, you're so keen to impress, you're going to put 200% effort in. So yeah, I would like to see a few more youngsters play in these games, but understandably, Philippe Clement will be under a lot of pressure if he doesn't win this match, so maybe that's why he's gone with such an experienced side today. A huge chance for St Johnstone there. It's just been deflected wide, and there are the Saints fans, look. That little strip of them in the middle of the screen. Of course, former Scotland manager Craig Levein back at Hampden Park today. But just check out some of the scores from today. Aberdeen scored late in that one to save it from being a 0-0 and their fans having to sit for extra time. Dundee 6-1 against Airdrie, who scored, obviously Airdrie scored 8 against East Kilbride earlier on in this competition. Falkirk beating Hearts. I said on the warm-up that'd be a shock, and it was. Spartans Ross County, Sam Wardrop on the warm-up said it'd be a shock, and it was. And then we got Rangers St Johnstone today. Could we have another shock here? It's not been quite the reaction that the Rangers fans would have hoped for after the Champions League game, but yeah, some really interesting results. Would love to see Spartans get a massive tie in the next round. Spartans playing in the quarter-finals of the Premier Sports Cup is just mad. What an achievement for them. Cherney's in space. Oh! And the Czech Robin should have put Rangers ahead there. Oh! St Johnstone have just hit the post. A good breakaway. I think it's it could have been from a Rangers corner or a Rangers attack anyway, and then St Johnstone break, and they've hit the beans. Warning signs are there for Rangers. St Johnstone look rapid on the break. Oh my god, this is just what Rangers need. Another injury. This club is cursed with injuries, I swear. What is actually going on? It's Robin Proper, their new centre-back, the centre-back that they're resting their hopes on for this season. I watch a lot of CJ Novo videos, and he wants proper centre-backs. I don't mean that as like a joke or a pun or whatever, but he wants real centre-backs who can header the ball. I know that he gets a bit frustrated with Suter and Davis, who are now going to be the centre-back partnership for the rest of the game. Wow, it doesn't look good for Proper, who's going to limp off here.
I think we're jinxed when it comes to injuries. So
it's mental, isn't it? I can't believe it.
Unbelievable. No other club in Europe.
No, it's crazy. Like, is it bad luck? Is it the staff? Who knows what goes on behind the scenes? But
Big Phil said he was sorted out this season as well. And so far it's just got worse.
And Proper, out of all of your signings, seemed like the one who Cherney could save. He seemed like the one who's like proper first team, like the one that you'd want to chuck in and to make a big difference this season.
I thought it was going to be a standout, but then who knows where it's going to go.
Just limped off, looked like a muscle injury or something. Are you confident with Ben Davies and John Suter at the back?
No.
So if this is a bad injury, do you think you need to dip in and sign another centre-back in the market?
Dip into what though?
Free transfer or something?
Yeah.
Because Balogun, I'd say, is your best other centre-back, but he's always injured as well.
That's it, another one.
Half-time. It's not been an ideal half. What do you make of the injury to Robin Proper, and how does that leave you for the rest of the season? We don't know how long they'll be out for.
Well, obviously they'll be out for 4 to 6 weeks, because that's what all our players are out for these days, but it's just a disappointing one, isn't it? A groin strain, you don't know if it's just a twinge and he's old enough to know and he go off straight away and it's not anything worse, then that's all we can hope for. But
he went off against Motherwell as well, didn't he?
Yeah, because he's not played much football. That wasn't an injury as such, but this one's an actual injury, so yeah, at this moment in time, every single game somebody's getting injured. But do you know what? And I'm going to say something controversial here. I know we're not ahead, created enough to be ahead, should be ahead, but you've got to watch St Johnston's 2 boys up front. They've hit the post.
Yeah, they've got pace on the break, haven't they?
They've got pace,
which is something you couldn't say about St Johnstone for the last few years. Now they've got a couple of attackers there. You think?
Wasn't the boy number 29 for them? I think it is. He was wanted, wasn't he, down south and things? They've been so impressed. He's good. He's pace. We need to watch that. But Rangers have had opportunities.
Yeah, what do you do differently, do you reckon, in the second half?
Nothing really, just going. I think I want them to be a wee bit more assertive when their opportunity come. That one Cherney goes to try and power it, just be a wee bit smarter.
Yeah.
Be a bit better in front of goal, and I think hopefully if the opportunities come then we might take them, but they have to shut the back door as well, so it's a cup tie, it's all to play for.
And how important is it, you speak about cup ties, how important is it for Rangers to win trophies, especially this season, given how tight it is between yourselves and Celtic for that overall record?
I don't think that's a concern at the moment, honestly. The only concern at the moment is we sort ourselves out.
Half-time substitution, Dessers is on for Rangers. You've got to respect the hustle, getting his shirt signed. Who signed this then?
Huddlesy players.
Which one's your most favourite, what's your favourite one on there?
Probably Raskin. Aye.
And who else? Was Scott Wright up there, you say? Butland?
Aye.
Was that Scott Wright up there, was
Aye.
it? Nice. Stick it on eBay, mate. YouTube, yes. How you doing, mate? Was that Scott right there?
Aye.
Oh, mate, you're an absolute legend. And what was your name again?
Lee.
Lee, you're a hero. Can I get Lee as a hero in the comments? That sums up the game so far. Rangers have just had one disallowed. Dessers went through and scored, but referee blew up for a foul way before. VAR are looking at it, but I feel like the referee had already blown his whistle. I could be wrong in that. Look, the Saints players are talking to the officials as well. feeling that the ref had already blown the whistle. The Saints players are raging. Yeah, I'll happily admit if I'm wrong. I'll have to watch it back, and I'm sure you guys have all watched it or seen the highlights by now when this video comes out, but I could have sworn that the ref had already blown up for the game to stop, which is why maybe the Saints players would be fuming with that. The screens have just went off. So we're still waiting for a decision here. This is taking a long time, this one. I imagine if he's going to the monitor, he's going to give the goal because he ruled it out originally. So when they go to the monitor, they usually do the opposite, obviously. Here he comes. Goal! Dessers, 1-0 Rangers. Yeah, I don't know what they're all talking about. I would happily say that admit I'm wrong if the whole whistle thing, I could be wrong, but I don't know why they're all so fuming. I would love to have that cleared up. But yeah, 1-0 to Rangers. They probably deserve it. They have been on top, but it hasn't been a great performance.
Let me tell you that I love you.
Thank you very much.
I think about you all the time.
St Johnstone, 91st minute could have scored then. Oh, Big Phil's whipped his jacket off. It's 2-0 and the fans are off.
Scorer for Rangers, number 45, Ross McCausland.
I've come down to the screens and I have just seen the initial goal back, and it does look like the right decision from him. It didn't look like a foul from Dessers. I'm just really confused as to what actually happened with VAR, and did the ref actually give a foul or not? Like, VAR, yeah, sometimes it can give you the right decision. Most of the time it gives you the right decision, to be fair, but sometimes when you're sat in the stand and there's a VAR decision, you have no idea what's going on, and that for me was one of them. I didn't really have a clue what was going on, but it does seem like the right decision came to at the end, which I guess is the main thing. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure what actually happened on the pitch and why the St Johnstone players were so fuming. I'll have to properly look into it and see what had happened and maybe speak to one or two people here, but yeah, they look raging, but it does look like the correct decision was given. A good finish as well from Ross McCausland to take it to make it 2-0. I'm gonna see if I can grab an interview with somebody before we go. St Johnstone were unlucky today, weren't they? But I feel like Rangers need to get back to Ibrox, don't they?
Yeah, I think St Johnstone played their part. I think that when you do come and play against Rangers here, it's almost seen as, well, this isn't Ibrox, we've got half a chance of doing it. St Johnstone did the cup double not that long ago as well, obviously winning 2 games here, but yeah, from a Rangers point of view, it's about winning this game of football. There's a lot of pressure on it. It wasn't just a normal cup game, you know what happened on Tuesday night. You know, so yeah, they need to get back to Ibrox. I think everyone associated with the football club wants to get back to Ibrox, players especially, because they're the ones out there playing. But listen, they did what they needed to do today.
And it was quite confusing from where I was watching, but obviously you'd have seen like the first goal and stuff. What actually happened? Did the ref blow his whistle for it?
Well, no, the referee says he didn't blow his whistle.
Right, okay.
But he does turn and put his hand out as if a free kick has been given.
Ah, that's what I saw then.
Yeah, the St Johnstone players then stop. And I know, listen, you're told to play to the whistle, but as I said, it's just a mistake from the referee. He shouldn't have done what he did. The protocol is obviously you play to the whistle, and he blows his whistle once the ball's in the back of the net, but he shouldn't have, you know, turned and put his hand out as if he's given a free kick to St Johnstone. But listen, we all make mistakes,
and it should have been a goal, right? It looks like
yeah.
Listen,
it was the right decision in the end.
Yep.
You know, it was the right decision, and if anything, it would have been a foul to Rangers. But you know, it was definitely the right decision in terms of the goal should have been given. It's just that, you know, from St Johnstone point of view, you'd be disappointed with what happened with the referee, but then, you know, they had their own opportunity to ride it themselves, and they missed it. So, you know, and then it goes to 2-0. So luckily the referee won't be looked at and saying, oh, he lost us that game, because again, it was 2-0, as I said, and St Johnstone missed an opportunity.
Of course. And there's been some quite interesting results today in the Premier Sports Cup. Any that stand out to you?
The Falkirk one, if I'm honest. Falkirk and Spartans.
Yeah.
You know, Falkirk beating Hearts 2-0. Listen, a team that I played against last season when I was a manager in League One, and they're taking it in their stride in terms of the Championship, and now they've knocked out the third best team in the country from last season. Fantastic result for them. It wasn't a smash and grab either. You know, a deserved result. And Spartans as well, to beat Ross County, a League 2 team. You know, came through the Lowland League, you know, in the playoffs last season. lost out to Dumbarton, and then they've had a massive cup upset today, and fair play, and hopefully they enjoy their night.
Would be great for them to get a big draw in the next round as well. Obviously,
Yeah,
Rangers
I think I might be doing the draw, so.
Oh, nice. Okay. Hopefully you can get them a nice,
exactly,
nice big tie somewhere.
Yeah, hopefully so. They deserve it.
And speaking of which, my last question for you: your former club Hibs play tomorrow against Celtic. How do you think they'll get on?
It's a tough one, tough game. At Easter Road last week in the league, obviously Celtic went on to win 2-0, but they were comfortable at half time and kind of took their foot off the gas. A much better second half from Hibs, so they need to go into this game against Celtic tomorrow starting like they played in the second half, and move forward from there. It's going to be a tough afternoon, no doubt about it, but can they win it? Of course they can. It's a Premier League team against a Premier League team.